Okay, so the CDC is recommending that we wear double masks, and for me, I don't want that double elastic on my ears. So today we're going to make a face covering for the mask, and you're just gonna start out with the pattern. I will link this pattern below. Some scissors, your fabric, and then of course the mask. So I'm just gonna start out by tracing out my pattern, and then I'm going to cut it out. Okay, now that you got everything cut out, you're just gonna pin the right sides facing each other and then sew along the curve. I just did like a half-inch seam allowance, if that. I don't even think it was a half inch, but just sew around that curve. Okay, so once you finish sewing, you're just gonna make some snips right around the curve where you just sewed. And then after you make the snips, you're just gonna open the two pieces and then pin the right sides together. Okay, so set your mask aside, and now we're going to work on the straps. You're just going to cut out two of these pieces. I think originally this says 7 inches, but I cut it down to five because I felt like seven was way too long. But once you cut those out, you're just going to pin the right sides together and do a straight stitch straight down. Okay, so now you're just going to take your safety pin and feed it through the strap and then pull it right side out for both of them. And then I'm just gonna take my fabric pencil and push it through the two straps just to like push the seams out some. Okay, so now you're just gonna measure a half inch from the edge, and then that half inch is like a mark where you're gonna pin your straps down. If I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now you just see me kind of opening the mask so that I could place my straps in. And when I place my straps, I place them with the seam of the strap facing the outer edge. And then once you got both of the straps placed, you're just gonna do a straight stitch on the border, like the outside. I believe I did a 3/8 seam allowance. So yeah, I'm gonna take you to the sewing machine and show you all of that too, so you'll see all of that. And as you can see, when I place my stripes down, I'm making sure I give myself enough space to go in and do that top stitch on the border. So like you don't want to accidentally sew these straps down. Okay, so you're gonna sew all the whole outside, the whole little border or whatever, and I'm gonna leave maybe I think I did a inch to 2 inches, like a little gap open, so that way I once I'm done sewing I could flip my mask right side out. Okay, so the tail end of the straps you do want to sew like that part that's sticking out, but once you turn your mask around and do that side, you want to make sure that the strap is kind of pushed over so that you don't accidentally sew it. So that's what you kind of see me doing. Like I'm just using my finger to feel for it to make sure I don't sew that part now. And we actually almost done. Like this is really like the end of it. Once you flip it out, you just gonna do a top stitch to close the little gap or whatever. But for real, you just about done with your covering. Then you're just gonna see me kind of make sure like tuck that little strap in because I really did not want to accidentally sew it down. Okay, so once you're done sewing, you're just gonna go ahead and snip off, like cut off the ends of the straps or whatever. Yeah, just cut those off, and then I kind of just went around the top and the bottom curve edges and made like little smaller snips. It's supposed to help better with the curve of the mask. And then you're just gonna go ahead and pull it, turn it right side out. So you can either sew this little top part by hand or take it to the sewing machine. I took mine to the sewing machine and just did one little, little stitch straight along the bottom. Most people go and do the whole perimeter of it, but I didn't feel like it's for me. Like I ain't trying to sell it, so yeah. And then once you finish that, you're all done with your mask. Okay, and this is what your finished product should look like. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.